much should I budget for maintaining my property up north? Well, again, what does that all mean? Because there is numerous different things. The basics and the most simple of what we have is if you have a driveway and you're going to use the property throughout the winter, you're going to need to budget for having it plowed in the winter. If you have a large lawn on the property and you don't want to come up and mow it every time you come, then there may be that type of expense. So different things like that can really change where it is. Often a typical driveway, if you're having it on a upkeep throughout the winter, say every 6 inches or every 3 inches, then you might be in the $300–400 range on a simpler, smaller driveway, and something larger can get up into a lot more money. In regards to mowing, I was just recently at a property that they spent a lot of time and energy really working the ground to get a beautiful green lawn in, and then they started struggling to where every time they'd come up to use it for the weekend, they'd spend a couple of hours mowing the lawn because maybe it had been 2–3 weeks before their use of the property. So they decided to go out and hire a company that comes and mows it every week. What I typically see in that, it can be anywhere from $45 to $65 per mow on those types of things. So maybe you're, a couple $100 a month for that type of service. But what that customer found is that by paying that service, they were able to show up, the lawn looked fantastic every time they got here, and they just enjoyed their property more. So some of those features are, you don't have to spend that money to have the mower service come and do it, but luckily we do have those options so that if you don't want to have to maintain it yourself, they can get done on it. So it's really hard to say what is an ideal number of what the cost of upkeep is because there's so many different things on it. But generally what we look at is if you figure out what your annual taxes are, if you figure out what your annual utilities are, and then if you figure out what are the services that you've got that you want to do, we can work those numbers in, and that can come up with annually you're going to spend X, and we break it into a monthly figure, and here's how we're going to figure that out. So it's really hard to give you an exact number because there's so many differences on what that maintenance means. But just know that if you want to talk through that or ask for some services for some of these things, we could help you work on that to build a budget.